Hi, I'm Bob Doyle. And you are you, whoever that is. And that's exactly as it should be. That's what makes us unique, different from one another, so that we can appreciate our differences and come together, whatever. Ladies and gentlemen, as the singers are indicating, it is the Bob Doyle Show, so that means we need to bring in the dancers. I'm going to learn that dance one day. I don't know if I can, I can model it. I can't turn around right now. I can't really shake it like that, Hey, I'm back. You know what I'm saying? It's the opposite of being away. And this is definitely one of those times when, I'm all set up, and I thought to myself, well, I want to do a broadcast. I want to broadcast with vengeance, with a vengeance today. And so clearly, you'd think I'd have a lot to talk about. Nah, not really, but I'm going to do it anyway. So first things first, as they say. I wonder who said that first. Seriously, someone said first things first. Or maybe it was said concurrently. Am I distorted? Somebody tell me. It sounds like my voice might be a little distorted. I can't handle audio problems. I have a real hard time dealing with that. Okay? Melanie. All right, hold on. There I am. I gotta, be able to see your comments. Daniel is here, and my mother is in the room. So everyone, please be on your best behavior. Don't embarrass me in front of my mom. Leave that to me. I'm well equipped to embarrass myself. Hi, Nikki. Nikki from the UK in the house. Still waiting on your dude. Oh, you mean, wait, are you pending a download? I can't remember. I'm sorry. There's so many. Terry and Michael. I can't believe I just said pending a download. I don't know even where that came from. But wow, speaking of babies. I mean, you just led me right to a topic. Michael, hey, how are you? Yes, okay, your son to be born. Right, that's what I thought. So, speaking of babies, anybody want to see my grandson? Because I just happened to get a few pictures just from my daughter a few minutes ago. And I didn't ask her permission or anything to show you these, so nobody tell her that I'm showing you. Hi, Jory. Jory's here from the beginning, too. It's a magical day. It is a magical day. Can you feel the magic? I can. Hang on. Here, we'll put on a little, baby music. It's not really baby music. That would be like toy piano, right? But anyway, so there he is. Cruz, Wallace, Jordan. I'm only going to show you 3 pictures, so I kind of have to linger on each one. Hi, Kathy. So there he is sleeping. Look at that, right? Come on. Now look, I'm not going to be like every other grandparent in the world and say he's the most beautiful baby in the world, because there's really no need for me to say it. It's pretty obvious. So there's no need for me to do that. I'm sure she will. Mom, send them to you. Look, I really, I miss him already. Look at this. Doesn't that looks good, right? I wouldn't mind some of that nap action in a blanket. All right, I promised that was all I was going to do. See? I'm not going to be one of those, but I just wanted to share a few pictures with you, right? Isn't he just? He's gorgeous. I know. But look, I can only take minimal credit for any, DNA passed down. I mean, I'm sure he'll have an amazing speaking voice. But other than that, I can't promise. I hope he dodges the nose bullet completely. Somebody please tell me. Jamie, how are you? I hope I'm not distorted. I'm going to be so angry at each and every one of you for not telling me I'm distorted. It just sounds kind of weird. So yes, so every time I travel. Now here's something. Are you ready? I'm going to do something right now, right in front of your faces, in between your ears. that has never been done before, probably, in the history of broadcasting. And that is, okay, good. Thank you, Mother. Adrian. Wow, what a coincidence, man. You were just in my space today. You don't even know it. I'm going to comment on airline travel. I'll bet you no one's ever done that before. I'm not a huge fan of airline travel. I've made no secret of that. But if you've ever been on an airplane, you're going to know what I'm saying is true. And look, this isn't some stand-up comedy routine. Do you understand? First of all, I'm sitting down. Number two, I'm not a comedian. I'm just telling you. But here's the thing about when I travel. And a lot of times I don't, as you all know, I broke my own rule. I broke my own rule. My rule was, and watch, Sunshine Sue's going to show up and I'm going to disappoint her. But my rule is I always have the grabbable, the ukulele ready to go at any time during my show. And I forgot it's all the way over there. And if I get up now, well, you're just going to be looking at this. I don't have a video clip to go to. That's what I need, right? I need and now we'll be right back. And then I can play a minute of something and go get the uke. But I didn't, so anyway, not really important. Thing is, normally I don't travel with the ukulele. Do you know why? Why? Thank you for asking. The reason is because I have to, I don't, English? I don't check it because the case I have it in isn't really travel worthy. The one I brought, the ukulele I brought this time, which means I have to bring it into the cabin and put it in the overhead. Now, can anyone predict why I don't like doing that? Hi, Gail. Can anyone predict why I don't like doing that? So first of all, I try to get on the plane as soon as possible so that I have the space. Because, well, we all know the overhead woes, right? We all know the overhead compartment woes. We've had them, even if we figured out how to avoid that, we know why we're avoiding it, right? So it's my least favorite thing is to deal with that. And the uke, I'll tell you why. Because it's awkwardly shaped and it prevents other people from being able to put in their normal shaped stuff, right? So I'm that guy. That guy who, ladies and gentlemen, we have a completely full flight. That means that all the seats will be taken. So if you're not making eye contact, you know how they do the whole, especially if you fly Southwest. They have fun there. All the overhead compartment places to clean, blah, blah, blah. I want to check the map. Right? It's stressful. You want to keep your stuff with you. And then here I am with my ukulele, which people, so I dread this. I dread this every time. But most of the time, it's not a big deal. It's not like I go up there and I'm worried that everyone's going to get upset and then, nothing really happens. So this time, hi Nelson, this time I figured, all right, I'm going to bring it because I really want to, because I thought I might play this song I wrote for my grandson to him, but I don't think the ukulele is really as welcome and, I don't know, as I might like to think. In any case, I brought it anyway, and it helps me. It's therapeutic to have when I travel. So it was nice, I had it. And I put it in the overhead, and I'm sitting like this, just waiting. And first of all, so what happens is people don't see it quite at first. And they just put they go to put their thing in, and it won't go in all the way. And then they're like, oh, somebody's got a guitar, or it's a violin. No one ever guesses ukulele. It's always guitar, violin. I've had banjo, of course. It doesn't even, banjos are, where did you learn instruments? But anyway, so that happened over, and I'm sitting, right under it, not saying a word, just denying all knowledge of, I've got headphones. What are you saying? And it's just, and so everyone's complaining about it. It's my worst fear come true. And then one of these guys is complaining to the flight attendant. Somebody's got a thing back here. You're going to let him take up the whole thing? Oh my God. I'm telling you, that's my worst fear. I don't want to be that guy at all. And it was just one person after another after another. You going to let him take up the whole thing? Yes, sir. That was nice to hear. So Southwest was on my side. Thank you, Southwest. I got there. I earned my place in that line. I checked in super early. You gonna let him? Ooh. And that was on the way there. There was no problem on the way back. But, ugh. Mike, who you may not see. I always refer to these people. I welcome these people, and then I realize that half of you can't see them because you're not connected to them. But believe me, Mike just came in, and Mike's the guy I buy my ukes from. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, the person who is responsible for my ukulele, for all, well, not all of them on the wall, but 2 of them hanging on my wall, 1 of them over here, and countless others elsewhere. Mike, ladies and gentlemen. I wasn't ready with the applause, but here we go. Donna is here, and Gail Turner, the very famous, and Sarah Jane. Thank you very much, Gail. You can congratulate me, but I didn't really do anything. I mean, I did many years ago to create the mom part of that equation, but after that, I was not really highly involved in the whole grandparent status. That's just something you just kind of passively earn, you know? I mean, I guess I had to keep my daughter alive for a while. That was there was a cooperative effort there. And, yeah, so you're right. I guess it's all I should be congratulated. Alrighty, so what was I saying? Oh, yes, ukulele terror. Anyway, so I didn't have fun with that. But that's just one of this was really almost a cliche of all my airline stuff. Everything that really, like, when I sit in there, I mean, obviously I was uncomfortable in my seat. My back hurt the whole time. And one of the things that, and I've talked about this before on this very show, but it was a different background, so I can say it again. It's almost like a whole new thing. But, you know, they're very loud and you know, very easy to understand when they're telling you the safety thing, right? It's very loud, it's very clear. The captain, every announcement is crystal clear. But then, from then on, whenever the captain has something to say, you cannot hear them over the air conditioner or whatever. Very special announcement, very important. Hold on to your hats, ladies and gentlemen. No need to panic. What? And I found myself actually getting angry at that. I don't know why. But, like, I think it's because I'm frustrated that I can't hear. Anyone else? Gandhi. Wow. Candy. I read your... Candy, how are you? It's been a really long time. I know, Annie. Annie, that's your answer to everything. I'm just teasing. Yeah, but it's just, you know, you watch, and I just get so, because I'm so bored. I'm so bored on a plane. I mean, I guess I have my devices, and I, you know, whatever, to an extent amount of time, I'll read or whatever. But I mean, it's just like, it's a almost 4.5+ hour flight from Atlanta to LA. And that's a long time to be uncomfortable and so on. But you just observe all these things. And like the bathroom. You know what I'm talking about when you're sitting there and here's what happens. They do the service, right? They do the first round of drink service, and there's just enough time for everybody to drink their coffee and have their drink, and now there's a whole group of people now having to go to the bathroom at about the same time. It's just biology, folks. Please don't be offended. Hi, Shelley. Gail, don't tell me what to do. But then it gets to that point because, you know, you can't hover up front, right? You can't form a line, which means you have to wait until another person is out before you can even get up. But then if you're halfway back in the plane, then you're waiting for the light to go off, and you're about to stand up, and then somebody up closer, right? And then it's the same way, the other way around. You know, they have them in the back too. But the point is, you're watching, and it's this turn, and then you can sometimes see other people watching the light, and you know, oh man, they're in for it too. Or they start to get up, and then they see somebody else get up, and then they sit down. So now you have to wait because now you know they also want to go. So since you know that, you're not going to get up and go in front of them ahead. So it just becomes it's this invisible line you're standing in, and you don't even know that some of the people are participating in the line. You're clear on a few. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Who's been there? Anyone? Kim, have you been here, there, planes? I would, hey, Sarah, and you know, I was serious in my description. Is there anybody watching this who has never been on a plane? Is that even possible anymore? Is that possible? Can you get where you are in life right now without ever having to have been on a plane? Because I figure what I'm talking about here, 100% of you know what I'm talking about because you've all been on a plane, right? And I love those dismissive apologies you get when you get bumped at the airport or otherwise. You know, they walk by, especially if you're on the aisle seat, which I always am. And then somebody, you know, they're walking by and they just boom. And they just, oh, sorry, man. Sorry, man. Sorry, man. That's okay. That's okay. No problem. I was reading the magazine, the in-flight magazine, and I see an ad for something in Vegas, a show coming up called Circus 1903. Do we need this? It's already creepy enough. Circus 1903. Haven't we moved? I thought, no, look, it could be a very nice show. I'm sure it's fine. But the concept of going back in time on the circus thing? No. Look, I'm not a circus person anyway, but at least I thought they were headed in the right direction with like Cirque du Soleil or something. But I was never a fan of the circus, and it's not just the clowns. So look, I'm not gonna beat that clown horse to death, although I'd like to. All right. Yeah, I don't know. Circus 1903. Has anybody seen that show yet? Hi, Paula. Nice to have you here. Nice. That's a very nice outfit, Paula. Thank you for respecting the dress code. Unlike some people in this room, me, wearing my Bermuda shirt again. So, I mentioned on my little broadcast, was it yesterday? Day before yesterday, that I'm going to be starting a Patreon page, and I'm very excited about it because now I'm learning more and more about it. I'm looking at what other people are doing who do similar things to me creatively or whatnot, and I'm very excited about this Patreon page because it's going to allow me to do all sorts of things for people who are interested in terms of behind the scenes stuff and extra content and just fun in all the various aspects of creative things that I do. So I'm really excited about having a Bob Doyle Show Patreon page, which will really allow me to focus on growing this show aside from just what I'm doing right now. There's things I definitely could use as to build out this show into something that's technically even more impressive and functional and all of that. But I need the show to be self-funding, and that's why I'm going to be doing a Patreon page. It's not really self-funding. I would need your help and participation, of course. But, But anyway, I'm excited about that. But it's going to be a little while because I want to do it right. You can't sleep? I don't. Yes, you're right. The clowns, have you checked under your bed? Because I wouldn't, because you know what'll happen. You know what they like to do is as soon as you look over one side, nothing, right? But then it's when you look on the other side. Whatever. Sorry, I didn't mean to... I didn't even mean to give clowns that much of my attention. But the whole circus thing. The one last thing I'm going to say about the airplane thing, and they don't have Sky Mall magazine anymore. That's a pity, because that was some in-flight entertainment, right? Because who's buying this stuff? Although I do have stuff from Sky Mall that people have bought me in the past. Anyone here have a Sky Mall item in their home that you either purchased or was purchased for you? I'll just wait here for 30 minutes and allow you to answer. While we're waiting, here's some wind chimes. So now 30 minutes of wind chimes and meditation. We'll just, breathe, focus on your breathing. Are you focusing on your breathing, or are you just, what are you doing? What are you doing? Are you about to, hey, whoa, you were about to leave. You were about to leave, I can tell. You were like, but I don't know why you would do that. We're relaxing now. This is, it's, what is it? It's, what do we got? Wednesday? Middle of the week? Come on, you could use this. Let's be honest, right? I think we could all use a little... Here, we'll just put on some meditation music, and you can just close your eyes. Go ahead, close your eyes, unless you're driving, in which case you shouldn't be watching this anyway. And just take in a nice, deep breath. Are you doing it? Okay. Now hold it. Don't just let it out. What are you, new? Is this your first meditation? Okay, now you can let it out. But slowly, slowly. You know, like 4 seconds. And then don't just breathe in right away. Hold it. And then breathe in. I'll demonstrate. Here we go. If you're not doing this, you're missing out on an opportunity. This is free. I'm not charging you anything for this. Gail, you know why it reminds you of the app of mine that you listen to? It's because it's the same music. I don't know why I'm leaning so far over this way. You're right here. Yeah, isn't it nice to be back in the studio, Sarah? Anyway, is everybody relaxing? Think a happy thought. Come on, you can do it. This is going to be my new line of meditation audios. I'm going to be like this about it, you know. Come on! Don't breathe so fast. Would you relax, for crying out loud? Are you focused on your vision, or are you letting your mind wander? Come on, bring it back. Bring it back. This is a whole new approach to meditation. Don't fall asleep. Are you sleeping? Breathe. Focus on your... Okay, that's better. Hi, Naomi. Renee. I knew Renee in college. All right, let's back to the meditation. In fact, I'm going to throw that kind of stuff in this new meditation series. I'm just going to, start talking about random stuff in the middle. It's like a pattern interrupt. Are y'all still focused on your breathing? I'm not playing this music for my health. I'm playing it for your health. Hear that part right there? If you're listening in stereo, it's like a little whisk broom, sweeping out negative thoughts and limiting beliefs. This music is available as a meditation in the Bob Doyle Show app. Bob Doyle Show app? What are you talking about? Some of you are saying, but not Gail, because she's got it. You can find it at bobdoyleshow.com. That's right. Yes, we're still in the meditation, by the way. That's why you're so relaxed right now, and why you're getting so much clarity in just about every area of your life, and why you're getting such a clear picture of who it is you really want to be this time around, with no compromises. Yes, I mentioned you, Renee, because you showed up. We're very inclusive here. Is everybody still relaxed? Who fell asleep? Come on, admit it. All right, I'm going to turn down the music now. Okay, now. I actually threw out there a while ago saying, hey, would anybody really seriously be into something like online meditations like that? I wouldn't do it that way. I do it the right way. I was just being silly just then. Because that's what I do. Yeah. Is that something you want to do? Because, see, that would be another thing I would do on Patreon. Like regular meditations that we could stream live and do together. Wouldn't that be fun? Come on. Hi, Patricia. You're welcome for whatever. And George is here. It's a party. Am I right or am I wrong? You thought I was going to say, am I right or am I right, didn't you? Am I right or am I right? You might be noticing, or not, that I'm not drinking coffee right now. Sarah right now is going, oh my God, that's right, he's not. What's up with that? I've had enough already. I've got a cup here that I can't even finish. So I know my limits. Plus, I think I know for a fact I went on and on about it the other day, about how I'm now committed to putting weight back on, so I don't look like skeleton man or whatever it is I look like all the time. And so with that decision, I have sort of lost some cravings for things. I don't have the same cravings for my chocolate cake and ice cream, which I've been eating every day for well over a year. And even, dare I say, ginger beer. I'm still going to drink it. I got to have some kind of vice in my life. But I don't have that craving for it ever since I made this decision to do good by myself physically. You know, exercise, eat properly, gain some freaking weight in a healthy way. Get some lean muscle mass back on. That used to be my jam a long time ago. I'm going to actually it's going to be embarrassing, but I'm going to do it because I'm going to do a broadcast all around this and sort of just, and when basically, I don't know. I'm going to do a broadcast around this whole commitment I'm making to myself because it makes me 100% accountable to myself. When I make a big freaking deal out of it, whether people are interested or not, then I can't go backwards. So as soon as I say, all right, I'm doing this, you want to watch me for 6 months because I'm going to tell you everything I'm doing, right? And historically, people have shown interest. Because, you know why? Because I reach my goals. And if I say I'm going to do it, you're not going to be wasting your time watching because you're going to see me do it. Oh, crud. I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, yeah. So part of that will be showing some pictures of my past experience with what we always termed physique transformation. You know, changing your body from this to where you want it to go. And that's a process I started in 2000 and spent 2 years of my life obsessing over. And so I was going to share basically those pictures because, you know, when you take on this kind of a challenge, because I'm going to have a specific goal. I'm going to have at least some sort of vision of where I want to be. And, you know, using pictures or whatever for motivation is very common in this world. When I was a personal trainer, I would recommend it to people. But I'm going to use my own pictures from 2002. So at some point, I'm going to share those with you, and you're not going to believe it. Because I don't. I look at it and go, I can't believe I did everything I had to do that. Now, what I did to do what I will show you whenever I show you that, I would not do again because I don't need to go there. That was like for almost like competition. I would never get on stage, but you know, it was as if I was preparing for like an on-stage, I don't know, competition. So it was all about like getting that last little bit of body fat down and crazy diet stuff at the end. Not practical at all. So the pictures are like, you know, they're not real life. I mean, they are real, but there's not. No one should walk around like that. I couldn't anyway. All right. So yeah, that'll be interesting, and a little bit embarrassing. But although back then it was like I was showing them online all the time. If you use the Internet Wayback Machine ever, you know, that Wayback Archive thing, and put in bodychangers.com, you can kind of poke around and see that old site and some before and after. If you dig long enough, you'll find some pictures of not just me, but a lot of people who I interviewed as part of that site and all that. So that's happening. And then Sarah, I've got something I'm brewing for my Law of Attraction people. And that includes any of you, not just people who have been in my coaching group. First of all, I'm going to start doing the Q&As again on a regular basis here on my page. Sometimes over at the Law of Attraction page as well, but regularly also on my own page. And just like I've got something to say. All I can tell you is I had sort of this huge epiphany shift. I don't know. It was an experience of getting my own teaching on a whole different level, and Sarah will know intimately that because she is in the coaching group, and I talked about this a lot. And I've shared it on several Law of Attraction related broadcasts as well, but it's all about who we're being in the world and how we can really choose to be whoever we are we have that choice. On any given day, we can decide that if the person who we've been being our whole life isn't working for us, that we can change that and be that. And as I was, that was a big message for me recently, and I was really flowing that out a lot. But I really wasn't applying it to myself as much, because I wasn't as aware of a certain discontent with who I have been being as I've gotten over the past week, for whatever reason. And so I had this monumental aha about myself and ways that I could be that, wouldn't change the fundamental fun part of who I am and what the stuff I like, but then but taking some of the stuff that's maybe a little bit heavier, maybe more negative than it needs to be, or whatever, and actually just replacing that with something else. And when you do that, your ego goes, what are you doing? That's not who you are. And I think what I want to share when I get into this with people is just like exposing that is huge. If you can get that for yourself, that your ego, that sense of identity, is going to do everything possible to tell you that, for me to be like, I don't know, a jollier person or a happier person all the time, smile all the time, is insane, stupid, that's not who you are, you'll look ridiculous, all that stuff. And honestly, I've let that rule me my whole life. And now I'm seeing that, of course, I'm going to hear those messages. Of course I'm going to hear that. It doesn't want to change, it's unknown and all that. But I actually can define a whole new way of being. Will it create a ripple effect around me? Will people not really understand what's going on, perhaps? Yeah, perhaps. But so what? Right? So there's that whole thing about the ego saying, but what will people think of you? They're, people, what do you... And then it's like, yes, that stopped me forever. But then it's like you have to weigh what you're doing. Again, it's just like giving away what your life could be for the benefit of making other people comfortable. And I just didn't really get to what extent I have been doing that. But I got it over this week. And it's, I got to tell you, it's an incredible feeling. It's this freeing sort of like, wow, blank canvas. But even just having that thought, even having that aha, makes that ego voice scream a little louder, because it's like, oh no, oh no, oh no, I think we're out of here. Because now when I have those, what I always thought to be just normal thoughts, like based on who I am, now I see it in a whole different way. I go, that's just a reaction based on whatever, and it doesn't have to be that way. Sue, Sarah, right? Sue, yeah, it was a good one. Doesn't matter. See, only matters what you think. And see, a lot of you are like, yeah, duh, you already live your life like that. But it's just been it's just like, now I can see so much of my behavior, that I had written off as just, well, that's just who I am. Right? And I do talk a lot about, when I teach about how we are wired, and yes, there's absolute truth to that, but we can also be wired differently. And it's a fundamental part of what I teach, and how we do that rewiring, and why the importance of your vision and all of that. But when it gets down to who you're being, that which is really the most important thing, again, I just hadn't seen myself in that conversation to the extent that I do now. And I don't know. I just can't tell you. It's just been, ever since that happened, which was sometime last week, every day is different, because when I get my certain, I would get regular waves of a negative response to this, or a concern or anxiety or whatever. And now I can go, oh, wait, that's how I've been being. But I don't have to be that way. And so I can then remove myself. It's basically about becoming the observer, which again, if you've heard me teach on this for a long time, the importance of being able to remove yourself from any particular situation emotionally to the extent that you can, so that you can observe it and see what's really happening here. I just got a text from Lynn. She clearly doesn't know I'm doing this right now. Do I feel all giddy inside? Sometimes I do. But I'll tell you honestly, I still have the immediate reaction. Like the whole word giddy, my ego's going, you're not a giddy person. You don't get giddy. That's just not you, right? So there's that. But again, that's something that I've let stop me. And it's like, okay, yes, I have not been giddy my whole life, Would it be more fun to be giddy? If I decide that it would be more fun to be giddy, then go be giddy. And go through the discomfort of trying that on, and then it'll just be your new way. So if I decide that seems like more fun, I certainly know that a lot of my ways of thinking do close out certain opportunities or make me maybe shy away from certain situations which might open up great opportunity, because I go, well, that's just not who I am. And so it's an automatic, just not even a chance. Again, but I never considered it could be really any other way, because that whole conversation of that's just who I am is so strong. And I think that that's probably true for a lot of people, right? They reach the edge of their comfort zone, and then that ends where they are, who they are. And anything past that, then they have to be somebody else, and they're not comfortable with that. Even though they could see that being that someone else could be happier, it could be lighter, more opportunity, more adventure, more connection, right? So you know it on some level that it's better. But your ego's going, nah, but you can't go there because that's not who you are. What will people think? All of that stuff. Sue says she can relate. Hi, Angel. You just missed the lesson that I didn't know that was going to occur. I thought I was just going to be silly and talk about airplanes. Now look, I don't know if any of you have peanut allergies or not. I don't know anyone with peanut allergies. And I know it's got to be a really super serious thing. But peanuts, they're like a highlight of my... Look, I know I could buy a bag of peanuts and bring them on the plane if I wanted to. But peanuts are just one of those things that make flight a little bit better for me. It's like, well, you know what? With all of this stuff, pretty soon they're going to come around with peanuts. And I'm going to take 2 bags. But more and more, it's just pretzels, because one person on the flight has an allergy. And it just runs, again, I'm going to sound insensitive, sorry. I just don't have any personal experience. I don't really know, like, how likely it is that if somebody in the front row opens a bag of peanuts, that somebody in the plane is going to die or whatever. And it just doesn't seem like it was always that way. And I don't know. The whole peanut allergy thing. I'm not doubting it. I know it's a real thing. So just no cards and letters. But I do get bummed out. And you know what? What if I had brought my own peanuts? What if I had brought my own peanuts? What if I had a peanut butter sandwich? What if, I don't know what. But they don't make an announcement. They say, ladies and gentlemen, if you have peanuts on the plane, you've got to leave. They don't scan for peanuts. So what if I didn't know? What if I thought, they hadn't even brought the snack around? No one had, and I just started eating peanuts. Am I going to be charged with murder? That doesn't seem fair. Your Honor, I like peanuts. And I want more than they give me in those 2 little bags. So I brought my own. I actually roasted them myself. Would you like to try some? You have an allergy? Your Honor, I think that this case should be... You've got peanut allergies, Your Honor. How can you be fair and impartial? Angel just needs to be on an airplane. Angel, wow. Not me. Hi, Tracy. Okay, well, look, I just wanted to hang out for a little bit. I'm home. I'm going to get some stuff together to share with you as I move in and as I get my Patreon stuff together. I'm very excited about that. The law of attraction thing, I kind of went into a little bit deeper than I expected I would on this show, I could tell you. But anyway, I'm going to visit all that stuff and just go back to the Q&A. I miss doing that. It's fun. You know what I'm saying? All right. Let's take one more look at the boy. Look, that's just precious. You know what he's doing right there? He's thinking about me. He's going, where's Pops? Well, hey, wait a minute. Let's see what happens here. Oh, the dancers come in. That's what happens here. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart, which is, I think, right about here. You can't see it, but that's where I'm thanking you from. It's. I think that's where the most gratitude lives or something, apparently. I mean, otherwise, why would we say that all the time? I thank you from the bottom of my heart. So that's obviously better than the top of my heart or the middle. What about the whole of my? I thank you from the whole of my heart. I think we just need to change the saying. Unless someone can explain to me, give me a darn good reason why we do it the way we do.